welcome to this morning session. And we're going to start off today with just trying to open up the back a little bit while we connect our legs. Okay, so first of all, we're just going to do a straightforward kind of child's pose, trying to get a little bit of space in the back, elbows down on the floor. Okay, you can have your tips of your feet against the wall if it's more comfortable. Just let it rock backwards and forwards a couple of times. Breathing in as you come forward, breathing into your upper back, and as you come back, you're really trying to connect those low ribs. Breathing out, keep those ribs connected. Letting it stretch all the way along your lats. One more. Brilliant. Okay, keeping that rib connection, feeling like you're lifting your sternum so you don't end up kind of squeezing tight on the front of the chest here. Keeping that upper sternum lifted a bit. Okay, get that sense of your pelvis not being held in that position, but tucking down under a little bit. Lower ribs drawing in. Okay, and we're going to just let ourselves rock back. Bring the elbows with. Okay, and then you're going to change your hand position. So one hand stays up, the other hand stays down. Okay, and just notice how the breath moves more into your back for the palm that's up. Doing a really great job, just really letting the breath flow. Noticing how, as you change position, the back expands a little bit more. As you change your hand position, if you come further on your knees or if you lift your head a little bit, it really allows you to get the air in more. It's really nice to play with those different things, to really take your time and experience that breath moving through the lungs and the rib cage, and how much position can change the expansion of the breath and the feeling in the body. Brilliant. Okay. So now we're going to bring the step over. So you can just use a couple of books if that's easy, or if you're at the gym, use one of the box jumps box, or just a step as well. So we're going to be quite low. Okay. So my toes against the wall, so I'm going to be in quite a long plank, okay, and my toes connecting with the wall, and as I kind of draw them up the wall, I'm feeling that connect with my hamstrings at the top of my legs, just under my bum cheeks, and my elbows on the thing, so my lower ribs are connected and my sternum is lifted. Okay, and then with that, we're just going to breathe there. Now I know I have a tendency to turn, my torso turns to the right much more, so I want to get a little bit more expansion on my left side, so I'm going to use the block, and you maybe have seen this if you've done the drunk bear with me before. This is a bit of a variation of that in a way. So I'm just giving a little bit more space into that. Okay, and we're going to make it dynamic. So I'm going to hold all of that. I'm going to keep my elbow down. Pushing my hands up, so I'm kind of in a semi push-up position, toes coming up the wall, connecting. Coming out of this hand, so I'm not letting that shoulder drop through. And I'm slightly bending this knee, so I'm not, this elbow, so I've not locked my elbow out. Nice. Keeping the head lifted. Wonderful, one more time. See how easy it's, oh, you're not really paying attention to it, as I kind of lost there. You can really fall away from that helpful position so quickly. Okay, fantastic. Really feeling much more expansion through the top of the shoulders now into my back, much more connection through here. We're going to do a little bit of core tummy work, just straightening that up. Pop my thing there. I'm going to hand it back to you. Okay. I'm just going to start off with my feet drawing towards my bottom to get the position of my hips relative to my pelvis. I'm reaching up a little bit from the sides of my shoulder blades, my sternum coming back to the floor. Just breathing here in this tabletop position, really paying attention to my position, paying attention to what wants to give. And shuddering a little bit as I really use the full length of my breath to get right into all of my edges. And sometimes I use a weight held up here, which I find really helpful too, kind of squeezing on it, just to emphasize that upper back position. I'm just doing some alternating leg length and short calf stretches. Never losing contact with the form I have here. Now lengthening away.
staying really solid, and this rectangle really connected my low ribs and the back of my pelvis to the floor, with the back also connecting. Feel like my tailbone is lengthening along the ground. So I just felt like I was coming into my back a little bit as I lost paying attention. So I have just stopped for a second just to recalibrate, and we'll do 2 more on each side. Great. You can take it into knee hug and rock, just moving through. Okay. So I'm back to here, but I don't feel like my pelvic position is good with my hips and my back there. So I'm going to reset right from the ground, drawing my heels to my bum, getting that posterior connection so that my pelvis is in a good position. Really getting that belly connection. And we're just going to do 3 on each side. And the key here for me is really getting my lower ribs tucked down and keeping this lifted. So bringing my hands up helps me to get the air into my upper back, driving the rotation of the pattern of my thorax well. And then I use a strong exhale to really get that stability here. Great. Okay, feet down. I'm going to go onto my heels, feel like I'm drawing them up to my bum, feel the connection there. Driving my toes down as I come up. Never losing the tuck on my pelvis. Breathing in as you come down, lower ribs stay low. Okay, and I'm going to do one little set of whole foot on the ground, feeling my whole foot solid on the ground but relaxed, just connected. I'm going to push a little bit into my right hip here. And I'm just going to do marches with the left. And I'm watching out that I'm not rotating my pelvis. As I do this, I'm pushing to the side and then recontacting with my whole foot if I've lost that. Good, okay. Now even more on this side, I'm actually going to get my foot connection, my hamstring connection. Coming up, pushing into my side. And I'm letting this come onto the inside of my left foot a little bit as I push into this right side. Great, and then I'm going to do the other side again. So I've done both, but I've done a bit more with stabilizing, pushing back onto my left side. Although my left leg is working and off the ground, I'm using my right leg to push back towards my left side. Okay. Gone into that upper hamstring. Got my connection on the inside of my foot. Really feeling my upper hamstring there, which is great. And I don't mind that my left hip is shifted back slightly. Because actually that side is used to being forward all the time. Okay, brilliant. And I'm just going to come back around. I'm going to really connect with the wall into a bear plank position. So again, lower ribs connected, lifting my sternum, heels go onto the wall as I bring my knees up. I'm coming up a little bit more. Really nice movement through my back. Couple of breaths there. Down. And then I'm actually going to walk ever so slightly forward. Going to keep this rounding in my upper back, and I'm going to keep my knees bent. So my left foot is slightly forward of my right here, and I am just letting that lengthen the back of my calf. So my legs don't need to be straight. I'm not overemphasizing it. I'm still relaxed enough and connected in my upper back that I'm guiding the breath well. And a soft knee bend and coming up into a little jump so I can start making my movement a little bit more explosive, and we can start playing around with that a lot more. And I think I'll be doing more of that in tomorrow's class. So do join me.